Hi, I'm Nadia and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing hormonal acne and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my personal journey. Acne can cause anxiety for anybody at any age. It creates stress, it makes you lose your confidence, and when you're stressed, you just encourage more congestion on the skin. I know because I've been there. I've had days where I haven't even wanted to go to work, or I've cancelled social events because I've just felt quite embarrassed about my skin. But you know, there are things that we can do. So let's start with the basics with how the skin works. So each pore is a hair follicle. Attached to the hair follicle is your sebaceous gland. The sebaceous gland is what creates the oil. In a normal, functioning, healthy skin, the oil is pushed through the hair follicle and lubricates the surface of the skin, resulting in a lovely, healthy skin barrier. Acne is when that follicle gets blocked with excess oil and dead skin cells, causing inflammation. Hormonal acne is when there's an imbalance in the hormones which interferes with the oil gland, creating sensitivity and inflammation. It can happen in teenagers and later in adult life. It is very common and can be treated in various ways. Even now in my day-to-day work, I come across patients that have been on Accutane and it's been a very long time and their oil hasn't come back. So even though it fixes that problem, it does create other things that are ongoing. The doctor will always approach the hormonal side of things. So the pill is a good way to basically get your hormones back in balance. And that really does help to correct the skin, and it really is a significant way of doing it. I decided not to do that because I wanted to find another way of doing it. I got to be honest, as a last resort, the doctor did give me something and I went on it for a few days and I knew my head wasn't straight. I had a bit of a fuzzy brain and I just thought, no. I approached professionals in the industry to try and get some help and some new products that maybe I hadn't known about yet to help the inflammation in my skin. So again, I was just given products that are for basic acne. The important thing is that somebody needs to look at your skin and see how your skin is forming to find the right approach for you to treat your acne. Now, most products out there just go in to eliminate the oil in your skin. But when it comes to hormonal acne, there's other things happening. So hormonal acne is not just about eliminating the oil, or sorry, not eliminating, you actually just want to regulate the oil. We always need a little bit of oil in our skin. But with hormonal, you need to really use ingredients to help push the skin through its normal cell cycle. Our cells, when we're young, go through a cycle of forming, coming through the layers, flaking away, and our skin's wonderful. But when the hormone imbalance takes place, things just slow down. The skin gets a little bit confused. So it's really important to start adding products that firstly repair your barrier. Once your barrier is repaired, your skin underneath is no longer working to repair this damage that's being done. So it can then focus on what it needs to do. Retinol is fantastic at going in and encouraging your cells to get back to that cycle. So for me, once I had worked out what my skin needed, I made sure that I checked to see what my oil flow was like, what was happening within my skin. The thing that worked best for me was, after I repaired my skin, was really using that retinol to push everything through the cycle. I had a lot of blocked pores, I had red, sore skin, and by pushing the cells to go through its normal cycle, I noticed over time that I got a good clearing of the congestion in my skin. I tell all my patients this, to always try this first, is cutting out milk. Lactose is quite damaging to the skin. It encourages those painful red sores within the skin. And quite simply, cow's milk is for baby cows, and our skin doesn't break it down and tolerate it as well. So for me, that was really key in the improvement of my skin. I honestly saw a difference within a week of cutting it out. Starting off with treatments, I just had the basics. So lovely deep cleans that using ingredients to travel deep into the skin and really get rid of that existing. I had a lot of block pores and blackheads, which create a lot of bumpiness on my skin. You could see it through makeup. So by doing those deep cleans, I had a really great therapist that would do extractions in a kind, nice way, because that's very important. Also lactic acid peels. I also done a couple of salicylic peels. So although I didn't have a lot of oil within my skin and my skin was quite dry, by doing a couple of salicylics just helped to really get the bacteria out. And then I didn't do them again. Moving forward, unfortunately, I was left with scarring. So once I controlled my acne, I then had to go into scar treatments. To be honest, I'm quite lucky. I'm in the industry, I've tried many things, and each time was getting a really good result. I also just enjoy trying these treatments anyway, so I always wanted to see, I suppose for my patients, it's really good that I was able to get an understanding of all different types of treatments. My skin is still not perfect. Anyone that has had acne, you will know that any improvement just makes you feel that little bit more confident. So even though my skin is not perfect, I'm still really comfortable with where I sit, and I'm pleased with my outcome so far. With congestion, not only are you suffering with the inflammation and the bumps and the soreness, a lot of people actually get PIH. So PIH is post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which basically means pigment post-trauma. So if you are a darker skin type like me and naturally have a bit more melanin, not only are you faced with this redness in the skin, you're also left with brown spots. It makes you feel so uncomfortable, and you really are working hard to try and cover it all the time. So another really key ingredient that I got onto very quickly, as soon as I knew about it, I got on a pigment inhibitor. Pigment inhibitors, as I've said in my videos before, travel deep into the skin, regulate the melanocytes, so when you do get more spots, if you do get more congestion in the future, you are less likely to get that pigmentation on the surface. It also contains really lovely ingredients that just rake away existing pigment. So I did start to see an improvement on the skin. So everything that I've discussed so far is very important, but honestly, the pigment inhibitor made a massive difference for me because it just eliminated some more of those marks that were sitting on my skin. The two main products that really made the impact, as I said, was the retinol, and I also had a night lactic acid. So your retinols go in, make your cells move faster, but then you do need that exfoliation to slough away those dead cells on the surface. So I was using a very low dose retinol, started every third night, and then was using a lactic acid night serum. That was really significant in my skin journey. Now, there's so many retinols out there, and it is key in a healthy skin. So if you do have a really oily based acne, a prescription retinol will work amazing for you. It will just go in there and help to clear it quite quickly. A lot of my patients use it and they love it. My only thing would be, don't be on it too long, because it's very quick and very good at what it does, but the delivery to the skin can be a little bit aggressive if overused and used for a very long time. But in saying that, it's definitely worth going to your doctor and finding out. The key thing to that though is that it's really important that you should try and get a skin analysis before you do that, because you want to know where your acne is coming from. And so that's really important as a first step. My 4 key tips when facing acne would be, firstly, go and see your dermal therapist. They'll be able to do an analysis, see what kind of skin type you are, see what your oil's doing, and maybe even give you a good facial on that day. You can maybe have some extractions done and they'll give you a bit of advice. Number 2, what really worked well for me was cutting out milk. So milk just created really red sore spots on my skin, and I saw a change within a few days. I would just try that out. Third one is zinc. Zinc is really good at eliminating irritation and inflammation in the skin. It's quite easy to do. It's just a supplement that you can take and you may see a significant change. Number 4 would be, just don't waste time. As soon as you see that change in your skin, go and seek advice, because obviously acne can cause scarring, which is a long-lasting problem to the skin. So the main thing is that everybody is different. What worked for me may not work for you, and vice versa. So I would highly recommend going to speak to a doctor. Maybe going on the birth control pill will really help to balance your hormones and create a significant change. Or perhaps accutane, although I like it to be the last resort. If you decide that you want to do that and just get rid of your acne as quick as you can, it may be an option for you. So thanks for listening. If you have any questions, you can let us know. If there's any videos you'd like me to focus on later on, just like and subscribe and leave a comment.